This indicator is called log regression bounds. The name sounds complicated, the idea is simple. When you take all of Bitcoin price history and feed a curve through it, a curve that grows fast at first, then slower over time, you get the yellow line on this chart. That's the long-term trend. Why a curve and not a straight line? Because Bitcoin doesn't grow at the same rate forever. Early Bitcoin grows thousands of percent per year. Mature Bitcoin grows maybe 40 or 50% per year. The curve captures the change. This isn't my idea. Log regression has been used in finance for decades. The rainbow chart, which I covered in another video, is built on the same math, just with extra colors. Three lines on this chart. The yellow dotted line in the middle is fair value. This is where Bitcoin should be based on the long-term growth. The red line at the top is the upper band, roughly 2 standard deviation above fair value. When price hits this line, Bitcoin is very expensive. The green line at the bottom is the lower band, 2 deviation below. When price hits this, Bitcoin is very cheap. The space between the red and green bands is what I call the corridor. Bitcoin's price has spent its entire life inside this corridor, sometimes near the top, sometimes near the bottom, but always within. Let's look at the cycle top. December 2017, Bitcoin hits 20,000. Where is the price on this chart? Right at the upper band, the red line maximum overvaluation. What happened? Crashed to 3,000 by 2019. 2021, Bitcoin hit 69,000. Price it at the upper band again. What followed? Another bear market. 2022, Bitcoin at 16,000. Price near the green band again. You see the pattern? Bitcoins oscillate between these two extremes. The extremes are where the big money is made and lost. Here's the thing about this model that most people miss. It's not just a pretty chart. It's based on a real mathematical property of Bitcoin growth. Bitcoin follows what mathematicians call a power law. Many things in nature follow power laws: city population, earthquake size, wealth distribution, and Bitcoin price. Power law growth means that even tough percent gains shrink over time. The absolute price keeps moving up along a predictable curve. The yellow line on this chart is that curve. Power law growth means that even though percent gains shrink over time, the absolute price keeps moving up along a predictable curve. The yellow line one on this chart is that curve. Will it hold forever? Probably not. At some point, Bitcoin will be too big to follow this curve. But for now, after 15 years, it's still tracking surprisingly well. So, where are we right now? Bitcoin is about $80,000 below fair value. According to this model, it's about $110,000. We are sitting right below this line. Most of the time, Bitcoin is either above fair value in a bull market or below fair value in a bear. Being exactly below its fair value is a transition state. What does it tell us? Two things. First, Bitcoin is not expensive. We're not in the bubble. The model would have to climb to roughly 200,000 for that to be true. Second, Bitcoin is not cheap either. The lower band right now sits around 50,000, maybe 60. So we're between fair value and the bottom of the corridor, leaning towards fair, not toward bargain. I made a separate video about the rainbow chart, which uses the same math but adds emotional zones. If you watch both videos, you get a more complete picture. Both indicators agree on roughly the same thing right now. Bitcoin is not an extreme, it's somewhere in the middle, leaning toward value rather than overheat. When indicators that use different maths arrive at the same conclusion, it raises my confidence in the reading. If you want to track log regression bands with live data, link to the platform is in the description. Over 50 indicators in there, including this one and the rainbow chart. Subscribe if you want to weekly market read. I go through what these indicators are saying and what's worth paying attention to. See you in the next time.